Hello and welcome back to this chapter analysis series. My name is Ron Rivers, and in these brief series, I try to summarize self-actualization in the age of crisis sections in under 5 minutes for you. In this section, we're going to review Chapter 1, the Age of Crisis. So the Age of Crisis represents our present trajectory. It is the path of least resistance, as in, if we do nothing different, it is where we are headed. And I call it the age of crisis, right? That's a pretty weighted term, but it really references that there's no single crisis. I mean, there are many that surround us in a variety of different directions, some more severe than others. But cumulatively, they form the age of crisis, this era of we have a threshold coming up where we either act or we sink. And in many ways, the struggle is beyond just the crisis themselves, but also that we are paralyzed, right? We are paralyzed to act because our available means of transformation, our legal, economic, political, and social systems, resist change by design. So it's the combination of these disasters of our own making in combination with the systems that we've built that don't allow for transformation that forms the age of crisis. Now, that may seem a little sensationalist, right? It's a common argument that now is the best time to be alive. And that's both inaccurate and accurate, right? Let's start with accurate. It's accurate because we live at the pinnacle of human existence. And there's no denying that there's never been a more progressive or abundant time than the immediate present, right? That's the nature of the single truth. At the same time, I'd be hard-pressed to call this the best era ever to live for, if I was a child who grew up in Syria under the thumb of proxy wars, right? I mean, at the end of the day, there's plenty of people in the world who are suffering immensely right now. So when we think about collective transcendence, we have to remove our ego from the equation and recognize that this is a collective human project, not just for our specific group or nation or state. Now, the book does a pretty thorough analysis of the crises that we're going to explore, but I also want to make a point that it's not really focusing on blueprints, because I want to emphasize there are plenty of academics, engineers, etc., who have developed incredible blueprints to transcend the crisis. Our problem is not a lack of imagination or ideas, it's a problem of will. And ultimately, that draws from a crisis of meaning. That is to say that our available systems of meaning and value, our available spirituality systems, are inadequate to meet the needs of the moment. They don't encourage the right behaviors. I also want to emphasize that the age of crisis is both external, right? It's an external problem through our systems and the various calamities that we have, but it's also internal. It's an existential crisis. And again, that kind of goes full circle to it being a crisis of meaning. We have to choose to become more. And Self-Actualization in the Age of Crisis is a book about becoming more. To that end, the solution that I'll present throughout the text is that by aligning ourselves with the single truth and the relational universe, humanity can transcend the trappings of the past we had no say in crafting and elevate ourselves towards a more collective transcendence to overcome the age of crisis.